Scandinavian Bob here, hi. Did you know that if you hit the snooze button in the morning, you are more likely to relapse? Yes, this is absolutely true, and if you are doing NoFap, this is going to be one of my most important videos for you, so really try to focus now, because I'm about to tell you something I wish I would have known much sooner. Those of you who have been following my videos now for a while have probably heard me talking about self-identity or self-image, whatever you want to call it. Well, this is a thing you have deep inside your psychology, and it is the core driver of your actions and behaviors. And I wish I would have known this sooner, because once you understand this, then so many puzzle pieces in life really start falling in place. Keep the following words in mind, because we are going to come back to them in a moment. The strongest force in human psychology is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. Now, what are you doing if you are hitting the snooze button in the morning? Well, you are breaking your own intentions. Think about it. Say you have set the alarm to go off at 6 in the morning. Well, that's your intention. And if you then hit the snooze button when the alarm goes off, then congratulations! That means you started off your day by breaking your own intention as the very first thing you did. Man, what a bad way to start your day. And so now some of you say, okay, so what's the point here? Well, fair question. And here's the deal. Every single action you take in life is feeding your self-identity in one way or the other. So if you start your day by breaking your own intentions, then you are feeding an identity of that of a person who breaks his own promises. And the more you feed your identity a certain way, the stronger it becomes. And let me ask you this. What more could a person who breaks his own promises do? Well, he could, for example, have an intention of doing 90 days of NoFap, but since he now views himself as a person who frequently breaks his own promises, then whoops, suddenly he breaks his intention there as well. Why? Well, because it's a psychological law. Remember, the strongest force in human psychology is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. In other words, with our self-identity, how we view ourselves. So you need to start feeding a self-identity of that of a person who does what he sets out to do. Set your alarm to go off whatever time you want to get up, and then make goddamn sure you get up then. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that if you snooze one morning that would automatically result in a relapse later that night. Of course not. But I am saying that it is one more vote for you being a person that breaks his own promises. No single instance transforms your identity, but as the votes build up, the more you will start viewing yourself that way. Listen. Have you ever relapsed and then you went, oh man, not again. It is like I can't trust myself. Well, there you go. In that case, you have a self-identity of that of a person who breaks his own intentions. I hope this makes sense for you, because you can't overstate how important this is. I repeat, your self-identity is the core driver of your actions and behaviors. So do not break your own intentions, no matter in what area of life you set them, whether it's your alarm clock or your daily cardio routine. Now, this is why I also say that you shouldn't make your rebooting plan too strict with rules like every day I must take a 5-minute cold shower, go for a 1-hour run, do 50 minutes of meditation, and so on. Because once you start breaking those intentions, everything will start to collapse, one intention after the other, and so the relapse also follows shortly. Some people laugh at my 7-minute daily cardio rule. They think it sounds so short, and it does. But how about this? I also have a daily 5-second cold shower rule. Now this is precisely because I want to make damn sure I do them daily and that I do not break my intentions. And it does not mean that I can't do more of it. No, of course not. Most of my cold showers are between 2 and 3 minutes long. It just means that if I have a seriously bad day, that 5-second rule will help me get into that icy cold shower anyway, because no matter how weak I might feel that day, I know I can always do 5 seconds, and that way I avoid breaking my own intentions. This is exactly why I so often cringe when I see so many NoFap YouTubers out there coming up with some extreme rebooting plan, and then 10 days later they skip one part of the plan, then on day 12 they skip another, and on day 13 they didn't do any of it. And guess what? Later that night they relapse. I see this over and over again, and while those hard rebooting plans seem kind of cool and quite heroic and all, which is also why so many try to do it like that, they do not work in the long run. Well, they do work if you build up to them, but you have to start small in that case and keep feeding the self-disciplined part of you and keep doing that for many months. So make a plan you can stick to and build from there, and do not break your intentions, because again, you do not want to feed the part of you that breaks his own promises, because if you do, then of course you are going to break your rebooting promises as well. Alright, I hope this made sense to you. Watch this video several times and really consider what I told you carefully, because this self-identity thing is so important. And if you haven't seen my video about relapse signs, I highly recommend you do so now while it's fresh on your mind. You see, there are some really typical relapse signs that, well, let's just say if you experience any of these, you are in danger of a relapse. You can see that video on the screen right here. Just click on that and it'll take you there. Alright, this is Scandinavian Bob signing out for today, and as always I wish you all the best in your journey to become the strongest version of yourself. And remember, if you are going through hell, keep going.